Do you want to travel the world but you have a tight budget? Do you want to visit an exotic destination but you don't know how to pick which one? I'm Cody Maxwell and my mission is to visit every city I can and figure out which ones are worth your time and effort. You could travel light and see the world inexpensively. This is Maxwell's Kitchen Eurotrip. Rome, the eternal city, Caput Mundi, city of fountains, city of obelisks, and the city of seven hills. One of the most important cities to ever exist, with a history spanning some 28 centuries. Roman mythology dates the founding of Rome at around 753 BC, but it has been inhabited for much longer, making it a major human settlement for over 3 millennia and one of the oldest continuously occupied cities in Europe. This beautiful region is the third most populous city in the European Union behind Berlin and Madrid, with 2,746,984 people. It is the topic of stories, myths, fables, and tales, and at many points over its rich history, the culmination of advancements in art, culture, and technology. According to ancient Roman myth, the twins Romulus and Remus were raised by a she-wolf. They decided to build a city, but after an argument, Romulus killed his brother and the city took his name on April 21st, 753 BC. For the following 700 years, Rome went through a number of changes, first being ruled by monarchy and then later an oligarchic republic, right up to the infamous rule of Caesar, who established himself as dictator for life before being assassinated in 44 BC. Around 100 years later, during the reign of Nero, the Great Fire of Rome burned nearly 3/4 of the city. According to Tacitus, the fire began in shops where flammable goods were stored in the region next to the Circus Maximus, which was a chariot racing stadium and entertainment venue. During the night, strong winds pushed the fire all across the city, and it took over 9 days to get the fire under control. Nero blamed Christians for this fire and had 979 of them identified, arrested, and killed. And then, in 313, with the Edict of Milan, Constantine moved Christianity from a persecuted minority to an imperially favored faith, even making Sunday a public day of rest in the year 321 moving forward. After hundreds of years of wealth and prosperity, the Western Roman Empire fell in the year 476. The city was sacked in 410 by the Visigoths, and again in 455 by the king of the Vandals. Weak emperors in charge at this time could not stop the decay of the city, which led to the deposition of Romulus Augustus on September 4th, 476. This date, for many historians, marks the end of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Middle Ages. The fall of this empire is further illustrated by the population decline that went from over 1 million people in the year 210 to just 35,000 in the year 554. But Rome would rise again to become one of the greatest centers of art in the world, where in just a 20-year period at the beginning of the 16th century, St. Peter's Basilica was demolished and rebuilt, Raphael created frescoes in the Villa Farnesina, and Michelangelo started decorating the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. There's too much to talk about. I just gave you a 3-minute historical background, and there are scholars who have spent their entire life studying and understanding this time period in human history. Rome is a massive, incredible city, and you really need a week or two to see everything. But in one day, you can still see a ton of landmarks. From Fiumicino Airport, you can take the Leonardo Express for 14 euros, and 27 minutes later, you're at Roma Termini. This will put you at a central location to all the action. Near the train station are a number of hotels, and if you choose, you could get a room at Hotel Ariston for $132 a night. Staying this close to the train station will put you within walking distance of the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Trevi Fountain, and the Spanish Steps. If you only have one day in Rome and you're trying to check a bunch of landmarks off your checklist, this is a great place to be as you navigate the city. You've seen many of these places in TV and on the internet, but it's not quite the same as seeing it in real life. If you get up early enough in the morning, you can see the sunrise behind the Colosseum, where people used to fight for their lives in front of a sea of spectators. If you walk a little further down the street, you'll see the Trevi Fountain, which was completed in 1762 and features Oceanus, the central figure riding a shell chariot. And you can toss a coin over your left shoulder to ensure that you'll return, or you can just take a selfie like all these guys are. You can make your way over to the Spanish Steps, which were completed in 1725, which is 135 steps made for lingering and people watching, and is directly next to the apartment where poet John Keats died in 1821. And from here, if you continue southwest, you can make it down to the Pantheon, which is still the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome. The oculus at the top of the building is 27 feet wide and allows the only light into the building. And when it rains, the water goes through hidden holes in the floor. And whenever you get hungry, you can get some of the most fantastic Italian food you've ever had in your life. Near the Hotel Ariston, you can get dinner at Santa Maria Osteria Romana, where you can get a single serving of bruschetta for €3.50, a bottle of water for €4, Prosecco or Cabernet for €7, delicious mushroom sausage pizza for €14.50, and an amazing plate of fettuccine bolognese for €15. And to finish out the night, you should probably stop and get some gelato, where you can get a dish of this coffee flavor for €3. So one day in Rome is not really enough. If you're going to go all the way over there, you should probably see the Sistine Chapel, the Vatican, and St. Peter's Basilica. But if all you got is one day, you can still make some stuff happen. With the right planning and a little bit of walking, there is still a lot to see. And an incredible amount of history to absorb. Rome is one of the most important, unbelievable, beautiful, timeless pieces of history that somehow still exists after thousands of years of conflict, tragedy, and happiness. The fact that you can walk these streets and place your feet in the same spots of these mythical figures you read about in your history book is insane. One of the greatest civilizations that man has ever known, that prospered, died, and came back, is accessible to anybody. All you gotta do is go there and check it out. This place is a testament to what humans are capable of, good and bad, what they can achieve, and what they can create, and also what they can destroy. It is one of the most unique places that will ever exist on this planet. Rome gets 5 stars.